Today on eNEWS, what students were up to during reading week, how both post-secondary institutions in Lethbridge are preparing for teaching in the fall, and why Ford Canada donated 2 new cars to the college's automotive programs.
Hello and welcome to eNEWS. I'm Mario Carpadilla, and here's today's top story. Lethbridge College student says Reading Week was a good opportunity to refresh his mind. Reading Week was observed by most Alberta post-secondary institutions February 15th to 19th. I found out that the international student used the time to relax and earn some tuition money. Jaydeep Singh has to juggle his work and his college studies. It's resulted in burnout and mental stress. So for Reading Week, he decided to simply relax and have fun with his friends.
A week ago, if you had given me an assignment or something to do, I would have just said no, or put in the less work to do it. But right now I'm in a very good place and I can really do it.
Lethbridge College says that Reading Week can be beneficial to students' mental health when approached as a break. According to Wellness Services, students with scheduled projects or exams in or around the Reading Week suffer from stress.
So it definitely needs to be a whole campus approach when it comes to Reading Week. In that, is it a break or are we scheduling appropriate workload for our students?
The college says that Reading Week, due to the pandemic, is more important than ever.
We need to be able to relax because we're not only living, we're working and relaxing in the exact same spots. We're not coming here. We're not having social interactions. We're not able to get a break from what we're doing.
Mario Carpadilla, eNEWS. Wellness Services is looking forward to launching a health and wellness strategy that includes re-evaluating Reading Week and its purposes. It will study whether the present approach is effective or if it needs to be adjusted. The HighFlex. Lethbridge College is also looking forward to introducing a new learning approach for students in the future. The college is hoping to draw inspiration from last year's quick switch from classroom teaching to online learning. The HighFlex learning approach gives students an option to either attend their classes online or in person. The college says this model could be also allow many possibilities to delivering curriculum.
Now we're going to make it so that you can be there in person or you could take it online, which offers us a different way to offer education to students and flexibility for faculty.
Lens expects further changes in programming moving forward, adopting what the college learned with distance learning due to the pandemic. The University of Lethbridge and Lethbridge College are already making plans for the fall 2021 semester. Neither institution anticipates a full in-person return. Both are hoping, however, that more services and classes will be able to take place on campus. Sylvia Adam reports.
Most post-secondary institutions around Alberta are much quieter than they have been traditionally at this time of year. Right now, only 11% of the university's classes are being held on campus. Most of them are labs. The summer term is expected to be mostly online as well. But the university says it's possible that more in-person events can happen on campus in the fall.
Perhaps we can start offering counseling services again in person in the fall, for example, group counseling with small groups. As a matter of fact, we hope that more club activities can happen on campus in the fall. And so we're working with our student union to plan for that as well.
Across the Old Man River to the east, 30% of classes at Lethbridge College are currently being held on campus. The hope is by the fall, up to 50% of classes will take place on campus. The college is also looking at HighFlex learning opportunities.
Media is offered, but media is offered in two ways. So you can either be on campus and take the courses, or you could take them remotely at the same time. So you'd be sitting in class if you chose to be in class, and there would be a few cameras. So people would actually be learning remotely while you're sitting in class.
The college has 14 classrooms designed for high-flex learning, and it's hoping to get more. Both schools say the number of services and classes they can offer on campus depends on public health guidelines and vaccinations. Their number one priority is to keep their staff, students, and faculty safe. Sylvia Adam, eNEWS.
All post-secondary institutions in Alberta are looking at tuition costs for next year. Lethbridge College says it already knows students' tuition will not go down, however. Alberta colleges and universities are finding creative ways to do business in the face of COVID-19. For example, due to the pandemic, many post-secondary schools are conducting recruitment virtually. Jackson McGinn is standing by with more on this story. Jackson.
Thanks, Mario. Prospective students are finding two new faces at the Lethbridge College who are willing to help them through the challenging process.
Communicating with prospect students. It's not just one of the many challenges post-secondary institutions like Lethbridge College face in a pandemic world. Due to COVID-19, most on-campus tours and in-person meetings involved in the student recruitment process have been cancelled in a bid to keep students and staff safe. But Lethbridge College is still finding ways of opening up many opportunities. Student recruitment is looking into district-wide school presentations so that they are hitting an entire network of schools and to help engage students. Chelsea Tolton signed on as a student recruiter in October.
I've always really loved the college. I've loved how they've treated students. They've always treated students as people, not just a number.
Tolton says students can still access a recruiter virtually, by phone, or via email. She adds that if they apply, they get entered for a chance to win a $1,500 tuition credit. Another recruiter, Sarah Jawolki, just joined Lethbridge College in January. She knows young people face difficult choices, especially during a pandemic.
Just helping the students to make a decision from going to high school to post-secondary is a hard decision that students have to go through, and just to help them find their path.
Jawolki also says the college open house in March will be conducted virtually. Prospect students interested in attending can find participation information on its website. Jackson McGinn, eNEWS.
Thanks, Jackson. Are there any other areas of interest the college is looking into? Are we good here? Okay. Students in the automotive programs at Lethbridge College have received 2 new Ford vehicles, allowing them to gain more hands-on training. The college will receive the 2020 Ford Expedition and a 2020 Ford F-150 pickup. The 2 vehicles are new but have previously been involved in a damage claim stemming from a Fort McMurray food. They have both gone through minor repairs along with a cleaning before arriving on campus. Students in the automotive programs are set to start working on the new vehicles later this month.
The advancements in technology over the last number of years is amazing, but I think what these vehicles will provide that maybe the college hasn't had in the past is the connectivity features that are in these vehicles today.
Ford of Canada has donated around 30 vehicles to different institutions across Canada. The partnership is also providing the college with access to the Ford ACE program, a web-based training program for students to obtain specific knowledge of Ford vehicle systems. And speaking of giving, Lethbridge College spread some warmth during the recent cold spell. Temperatures fell in mid-February, making it the coldest week of 2021. Members of the college community donated clothing and food for the homeless. Indigenous Services Manager Shandu Weber says many were saying they had it in the back of their minds that they wanted to help, and this just moved them to take action.
To give back this year, especially with COVID and especially with the cold weather. So I actually joined the group and started collecting monetary donations for Streets Alive.
The food from the LCSA Food Bank includes contributions from Can Instruction 2020 It's a community event that sees students from the college's engineering programs join others in creating elaborate structures from canned goods. Coming up after the break, we will show you how Lethbridge Pets dealt with the cold temperature and how the Vauxhall Jets baseball team is continuing to practice despite COVID-19 restrictions. Welcome to Campus Horizon. My name is Mario Carbadilla, and today we're here with Terry Kowalchuk, Dean of Technology, Environment, and Design. Thank you for being here, Terry.
My pleasure.
Can you tell me a little about the new changes made here in this room?
Yeah, this is our new production lab that we've created this year. It's a multiple station lab for about 20 students, and we're excited to have a different layout from the old lab that will hopefully allow our students to utilize more of video production capacity.
What will the new DSIM curriculum look like?
The new curriculum will have a bit more of a common theme in the first year, with the second year allowing students to select more of their assignments based on their interests. So if they're interested more in video or audio or promotions, they can build their assignments out in that way and still meet the course outcomes.
So basically, we won't have any DJs or multimedia students anymore, but students can freely choose whatever assignment they want to do.
Absolutely. Yes, that's exactly what we're planning.
Thank you, Terry, for being with us today. And that's all we have for Campus Horizon. We'll see you next time.
The Lethbridge Food Bank works hard to help the Lethbridge community, and so can you. As an important part of the community, the Lethbridge Food Bank ensures a food security resource for those in need. The Lethbridge Food Bank is a nonprofit organization and depends on people like you to donate and volunteer. By donating any number of food items, you are helping your community. Cash donations are also very helpful and can be made through lethbridgefoodbank.ca. Donate or volunteer today and help make a difference by feeding the need.
People all over Canada get dogs when they aren't ready for them. As a result, lots of dogs get surrendered to local organizations that work to rehome these fur babies. Dogs deserve their forever home, and that's where we come in. At Windy City Canine Rescue, our dogs go into our care until we find their perfect home. We're always looking for volunteers and foster families who love dogs. If you're interested in volunteering, contact us today at windycityrescue.com.
Parents are a student's greatest resource, but sometimes you don't have all the answers. It can be difficult for your children to decide what to do after graduation. Career Transitions helps students make that decision by providing career exploration programs and services. With the opportunity to learn from industry professionals, your child can discover exciting careers and develop a plan to succeed. Career Transitions helps students develop the confidence they need to discover their dreams and make them a reality. Visit our website today at careersteps.ca to learn more about how you can help your child conquer their future.
Every year, pets are abandoned, found, or surrendered to us. In need of a forever home, many people choose to adopt, and you can too. At the Lethbridge Humane Society, we take great pride in the care we provide to our animals. When you adopt from the Lethbridge Humane Society, you're adopting a lifelong friend and companion. For more information on what we have available for adoption, call us at 403-320-8991. Help us give our furry friends a second chance and adopt at the Lethbridge Humane Society today.
Hi, I'm Kendra Laybourne. I'm going to be bringing you your 5-day weather forecast provided by Environment Canada. Today is going to be snowy with a high of 3 and a low of -2. Friday is going to be cloudy with a high of 0 and a low of -11. Saturday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of -6 and a low of -11. Sunday is going to be windy with a high of 4 and a low of -1. Monday is going to be windy with a high of 7 and a low of -6. That is your 5-day weather forecast. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Kendra. Time now for our weekly hashtag feature. This week, Kira Bowen has a review of a couple of video classics.
Hello everyone, my name is Kira Bowen and today I'll be talking about the hashtags Kill Bill and Happy. First up is Hashtag Kill Bill, which is a movie directed by Quentin Tarantino. It follows the life of a former assassin played by Uma Thurman. She quit being an assassin and ran away to marry another man after finding out she was pregnant. Her ex-lover, Bill, tracked her down with a team of assassins and tried to murder her when he found out. She woke up from a coma 4 years later. Fueled by revenge, she vowed to kill everyone involved in her attempted murder. Next on the list is Hashtag Happy. Happy is a 2-season series starring Nick Sachs, played by Christopher Maloney, who is a former cop turned hitman. His daughter Haley, who he doesn't know exists, gets kidnapped by evil Santa. Her imaginary unicorn friend, Happy, must go find Nick to save her, and they get into some crazy trouble along the way. That concludes our hashtags for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Kira. In other news, COVID-19 has changed the way animal shelters are operating in a bid to protect public safety. This has forced shelters to change how animal adoptions take place. Josiah Spiker has the story.
Lethbridge Animal Services was forced to briefly shut down its operations when the pandemic first started, leaving staff uncertain about what would happen to the animals. The shelter was able to continue with pet adoptions by introducing scheduled adoption appointments instead of letting the public come in at any time. It says the transition was a big change, but it has no plans to go back to the old system.
It worked really well, and it's something that we'll likely probably stick with. Obviously everybody hopes that these public health things will eventually dissipate and go away, but we're pretty sure that we're going to continue with appointments.
Skylar Plord says appointments have made it easier to match people with a pet that's a good fit. Animals being admitted to shelters have slowly been decreasing, while adoptions have been increasing in recent years. According to Humane Canada, in 2015, there were approximately 35,500 dogs placed in shelters, and 42% were adopted. In 2019, approximately 28,000 dogs were placed in shelters, with 48% being adopted. Plord says families should take the adoption process seriously to make sure the animal's needs are the top priority.
We don't want you to adopt a dog from us because you want a dog. We want you to go out and find the right dog for your family.
Lethbridge Animal Services says there is a fee in place once the adoption process is completed. The fee covers the pet's vaccines, a microchip, and any spay or neuter costs. Josiah Spiker, eNEWS.
For those thinking about adopting a pet, appointments can be made by calling Lethbridge Animal Services or visiting its website. And still with our furry friends, with the extreme weather, dog owners need to take necessary precautions to ensure their pet's safety. Animal control officers say there isn't a whole lot people need to do to keep their pets safe. It all comes down to common sense. They said the best way to help your pet is being close by. Dogs shouldn't be left outside for long periods of time without shelter and supervision in general, but there is an increased need when the weather is bad.
So as an owner, we just have to provide them with that access to a shelter, and obviously make sure we're around to monitor if it does get too cold, or even in the other direction if it gets too hot.
Information for proper pet care can be found on either lethbridgeanimalservices.ca or albertaspca.ca. Over 200 people tied up their shoelaces and hit the pavement this past weekend for the Coldest Night of the Year walk. The annual fundraiser is a nationwide event that helps raise awareness of people who are out in the cold every night. Karzin Marsuk reports.
It was all smiles at the 10th annual Coldest Night of the Year walk hosted by Streets Live Mission in Lethbridge, but organizers say it's the participants that make the walk successful. Team Coldest MB captain Beverly Burke says she joined the walk to help those who are less fortunate.
I take my son to Emmanuel Christian School and I drive past where they come out of the shelter in the mornings, and my heart just breaks for them because I've made different decisions, or God has put different people in my life.
In spite of COVID-19 restrictions, 38 teams comprised of 247 walkers braved the elements for this year's walk. The highest number Streets Alive Mission has seen. Streets Alive Mission says the community of Lethbridge has once again stepped up to the plate and is recognizing the need.
All the funds raised from the coldest night of the year go towards our outreach team and providing food for those people that are on the streets.
This year, participants had two options to choose from. They could do a virtual walk, allowing them to walk on their own time, or they could join the in-person walk at Land O'Lakes Golf and Country Club, where they had the option to do either a 2 or 5 kilometer route.
We felt it was really important to continue with our in-person walk this year, and we are the only ones in Western Canada that are actually hosting an in-person walk for coldest night of the year.
Streets Alive Mission has set a goal to raise $40,000 at this year's walk. As of Monday afternoon, they have surpassed its goal and have raised just shy of $65,000. Carson Marsouk, eNEWS.
To adhere to Alberta Health Services restrictions, teams of 10 were sent out in 30-minute intervals to ensure social distancing along the route. If you would like to donate, visit cnoy.org and choose Lethbridge as the location. There is no deadline for the donations. The temporary mandatory first covering by law in Lethbridge has been extended until April 30th. The motion was passed by City Council this week. After deliberating for almost 2 hours, during a sometimes heated debate, City Council voted 6-3 in favor of extending the temporary mandatory face covering bylaw. The bylaw has been in place since August of 2020. It was first extended in November and was to expire this week. Originally, the proposed action was to let it run its course, but encountered by an extension petition instead.
To say we should extend this mask bylaw and that we should all do our best to keep our businesses safe, keep our people safe, and make sure that we continue to do that going forward until this pandemic has been defeated.
City administration will prepare an amending bylaw to harmonize the exemptions of the municipal bylaw with those of the provincial mask mandate. In other council news, the Lethbridge Police Commission presented a report highlighting the implementation strategy for the $1 million reduction in their budget earlier. City Council passed a resolution on December 14th that the Lethbridge Police Service budget will reduce by $1 million for 2021. The Police Commission has reviewed the budget and has proposed that it will not be reducing service levels at this time. The Commission will be utilizing funds from the budget appropriation and expended funds, as well as personal vacancies to cover the shortfall.
Priority for this community. We'll maintain that all the time. And if we need to cut programs, it's going to be programs that are important but not critical to core policing functions.
However, the report highlights the fact that once the BAU funds run out, the budget reduction will result in reduced service levels, potentially impacting full-time positions at Lethbridge Police Service. Many Canadians celebrated Canadian Agriculture Day this week. The event celebrates the agricultural industry and all the work put in by farmers, ranchers, and business operators. The hashtag CDN Ag Day went viral on Twitter in Canada promoting the event.
It's kind of celebrating all the achievements that agriculture in Canada has done over the past few years, and it also gives an opportunity to talk about where we're going in the future.
More information on Canadian Agriculture Day can be found at agriculturemorethanever.ca. Therapeutic Recreation Month has been celebrated throughout February. In 2012 was the first year TR Month was recognized by associations involved in therapeutic recreation. Students in the Therapeutic Recreation Gerontology program at Lethbridge College do something every year to celebrate TR Month. Last year was a bake sale. This year is a fundraiser and they're selling donuts too. Student Rebecca Wins explains what the funds are being used for.
The proceeds from that are going directly to the Coldale Health Center to buy iPads so that the older adults there can connect with their family members.
Wings says she's proud of how successful the fundraiser has been. In sports, elite high school baseball players are getting the chance to join together despite the ongoing pandemic. The Vauxhall Baseball Academy Jets are still going strong even with ongoing restrictions. Nathan Ryder drove out to Vauxhall to learn more.
Even in the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Vauxhall Academy Jets have been able to train with government restrictions in place. Jets players all live together in a single dorm building that is attached to the high school, and the players use facilities in the school gym and the community hall next to Jet Stadium for practices. Head coach Les McTavish says the program had tight restrictions in order to keep the program practicing.
We didn't allow them out, like they weren't going to parties, they weren't spending time with friends outside of the baseball program. So basically it was school and baseball, that was your life.
The Jets were founded in 2006 as a way to boost enrollment at Vauxhall High School, which was struggling at the time. Since then, Vauxhall has produced several college baseball players and even a few players drafted to Major League Baseball franchises, including Adam Macko and Thomas Little drafted in 2019. Players from all over Canada are recruited to play in Vauxhall. Tyler Boudreau is in his third year in the program from Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia. He says it was always a goal for him to be a player at the Vauxhall Academy.
Guys my age starting to go here and telling me, oh, this is the best place to be for baseball players in Canada, development-wise and everything. So that's really what pushed me to get here and wanting to come here.
Boudreau moved across the country at only 15 years old to play baseball. He says it was a help having other players from Nova Scotia with him.
I'm coming with two guys, my grade 10 year, a guy named Evan O'Toole and a guy named Nick Gravel. So at least coming here knowing people helped.
Although the academy has produced many great players, McTavish says the goal is for players to improve as people, as the program's motto is better person, better player.
We live by that motto, and we do on a daily basis, whether it's taking your hat off in a restaurant or holding doors for people, but trying to put others before yourself. And if you become a better person, ultimately the better player side will take care of itself.
The team will not be able to complete its usual schedule, which includes trips to Missoula and Las Vegas. However, the team will play local programs such as the Prairie Baseball Academy and Okotoks. The team is hopeful to play teams from out of province from BC and Ontario starting in May. For eNEWS, I'm Nathan Ryder.
The Jets remain optimistic they will have a season, although no games have been scheduled yet due to current COVID-19 restrictions. And before we go today, if you're a digital artist, beginner or expert, this week's Top 5 is for you. Tabitha Burke is standing by with her Top 5 drawing apps. Tabitha?
Hello, my name is Tabitha Burke and welcome to my Top 5 drawing apps. Number 5 on the list is Photoshop. This is a great program with lots of different effects and brushes. However, it's very busy and doesn't give artists that paper-like feel. Number 4, Coral Painter 2020. Does look and work a lot like Photoshop. Number 3, Illustrator. This program has many amazing functions that make design and drawing easy. Illustrator is a great choice. Number 2 is Procreate. You have to have an iPad to use this program, but it's perfect for beginners or expert artists, giving you full control over everything in your design. Number 1 in my top pick is Mischief. The only reason this is at the top of the list is it's so simple and it has a paper-like feel. The free version of this program doesn't include the ability to use layers, but the full version is only one-time cost, so you don't ever have to worry about losing your software. That was my top 5 drawing apps and programs. Join us next time.
Thanks, Tabitha. That's all we have for eNEWS today. I'm Maury Carpadilla. And for Jackson McGinn and all of us here at Lethbridge College eNEWS, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.